Even though spring sports are now fully underway, the athletic department had one last bit of winter sports business to attend to this week. I caught up with AD Peter Boucher and Principal Carolyn Bannock as they unveiled the final round of Scarlet Hawk of the Week winners for the winter sports season.
Nolan Hobart, class of 2015.
Joshua Stiles, class of 2015.
Abigail Klein, class of 2015.
Nicholas Antonellis, class of 2017.
Nick Monica, class of 2015.
We have our Scarlet Hawks of the Week. We decided to choose all of our record breakers from the Hockomock League meet, sectional meet, state meet. That was something that the two swim coaches, Coach Chappie and Coach Janosco, asked us to wait. So we respectfully waited. They wanted to give it to them all at the same time, which I understand they felt was pretty special, so we did too.
When we walked into the banquet at Hopedale Country Club and saw the shirts, we were like, oh God. So, like, what is Chappie doing now? And we had actually not heard of any Scarlet Hawks of the Week in between seasons or during the state meet. So we all kind of assumed that, like, oh, like it's going to be the relay team, or it's going to be Nick and Abby or Marcello. To know that they kind of like kept it away, like swept it under the rug until it was like the banquet, so like we could all get them together. I think it's pretty cool and special.
So starting off, we'll talk about the young guy, Nick Antonellis, sophomore, which absolutely blows my mind because he swims like a collegiate person right now. As far as I mean, he's a D1 prospect. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. This kid is, he's just your thoroughbred swimmer. You know, Nick he swims all year round. He's Hockomock League All-Star. He's broken a couple records for us already at the high school. And one thing I really think, and I'm sure Mrs. Bannock has seen this too, and we can talk, his leadership as a sophomore is just off the charts. I watch him, you know, we're big fans of this, we're at all the swim meets. You know, he leads like a senior. The kids follow him because he's a great athlete, but he's genuine.
And he's so disciplined.
Yes.
And you can see that. You
Absolutely.
see that during the school day, you see it in the classroom, you see it in the pool. And he carries himself in a way that is he's mature beyond his years.
Well, only being a sophomore, I've only been on the team 2 years, but personally, my best achievements would probably be my 200 IM this past year at States, simply because I was the highest I've ever placed there, and last year breaking the 100 breaststroke record.
Nick Monica, another senior on the team. He's our swimmer. He also plays lacrosse. You know, when I met Nick, I definitely, there's a strong presence there too. He's kind of like the jokester on the team, and I like that. I think every team needs that. They are a really, really tight-knit group, boys and girls. They're a family, you know, which I think they spoke to. But he kind of keeps things light, even during the big meets, you know, when they're playing the bigger teams and the tougher teams, the Cantons, the KPs of the world, these teams that they have to compete with. And I just like the way he handles himself. You know he's competitive, you know he's ready to go, but he keeps everything light and he jokes around with everybody.
He's also one of our student musicians, and he leads within that program as well.
This year I was able to place third in the breaststroke and the 100 breaststroke at the conference meet with a sectional qualifying time of 107.9, and being able to swim in sectionals was pretty great. You know, even though I didn't place in the top, 16 or whatever, but it was good.
So if you talk about Josh Stiles, another great senior. He plays soccer, one of our stronger soccer players, just committed to swimming all the other seasons, just really puts his heart out there. One of our quiet leaders, Mrs. Bannock was talking about lead by example. This is the type of kid that jumps in the pool, does exactly what he's told, works hard, and I think people they just by osmosis and by diffusion learn that this is the way we do things. We're going to follow the way Josh is practicing. We're going to work hard. If he's out there working hard and he's swimming laps after laps, meter after meter, it's important.
My achievement that I'm so proud of is the 100 butterfly. I finished the season with a 1:00:37, which was 0.3 seconds away from the sectional cut. And over the past 4 years, I've dropped 13 seconds altogether, each year improving. And that's been my main stroke, so I'm very happy that I was able to get that love.
Nolan Hobart, he's one of our senior captains as well. He's an excellent lacrosse player, probably to the caliber of a swimmer that he is. But here's another kid who just, Hockomock League All-Star. These are all All-Stars, by the way, all the kids we're talking about by virtue of their placements at the Hockomock League meet, which is impressive all by itself. But, Nolan is more of that vocal leader. He's the kind of guy that, again, he's up and down the pool when other kids are swimming, when he probably should be warming up or warming down. but he wants to push the other kids. He's the type of person that Mrs. Banach was talking about, that it's not all about me, it's all about the team. I'll do whatever you need me to do for us to win the meet.
And Nolan, like all of our students on this swim team, they're outstanding in their academic achievement.
Yes.
Exceptional. Lots of advanced placement classes. Some of these students are teaching assistants. So they work with the younger students in the 9th and the 10th grade in classrooms, very much like a collegiate model where they're assisting classroom teachers. Nolan, and again, along with the other students, so humble, very enthusiastic, always cheering on their teammates, but never about themselves. Always about the team.
My best individual achievement would be my 50 freestyle time of a 24.5. I got this leading off the 200 freestyle relay team at sectionals, and I just worked so hard from freshman year with a 30, I think I had, and just kind of persevered, worked on my strokes. I attended a clinic this past season to improve on that, and I think I've done a lot better and improved a lot better as a swimmer and a person because of it.
So jumping to Abby Klein, you know, I talked about Nick Antonellis being a thoroughbred. She's our female thoroughbred. I mean, this gal can swim. She's a Division I prospect. She's deciding, you know, which school she wants to go to for swimming. You know, again, league all-star, sectionals, states, broke 2 records at sectionals. A week later, comes back, breaks those same 2 records again. That's not easy to do. Breaking the record is phenomenal all by itself, and to come back 6 days later, taper correctly, be mentally and physically ready to just rock the pool 2 more times, swim all the preliminaries to get to those finals, and then be able to break the record. Again, just a great swimmer.
And again, presence in the classroom, presence in the hallways, the cafeteria, the library. She's the entire package of what you expect from a student athlete at Milford High School, as are all of these students. Just remarkable.
We're fortunate.
Very blessed, very blessed.
I would say my personal achievements would be breaking the 100 fly and 100 backstroke records at sectionals and breaking them at states. It was just awesome to see like all my hard work that I put in through my club team to be shown at my high school and let my friends see that.
I think the program really started picking up the 4 or 5 years before we came, and it had just been getting into like the rigorousness and the intensity that Chappie wanted it to be. So as freshmen, we weren't, I think, pressured as much, but we had Chappie in the back of our minds, like, you know, grooming us, I guess you could say, to be like the leaders of the team, like we were this past season.
Personally, my belief was we're just gonna go and have fun. But when we lost our first meet, it had that thought, oh, okay, what are we going to do? But then we won until we got to Taunton. And just the thought that Chappie put in our minds the entire season that we could become the Davenport champs, that just got me more excited to show that, you know, we're not just another low-rate team. We're actually up there with the other great teams like Taunton and KP.
We have so many competitive athletes in so many different sports that it's really kind of a pick 'em for who would be the best person. We have, you know, a bunch of really good athletes I know in, you know, the field hockey teams and the basketball teams and all these different sports and all these different seasons. And lacrosse team. So it's tough to kind of figure out who would get that. So you know that you kind of have to do your best effort every week to kind of have a shot at that for, you know, maybe just 1 week, and it could be just one performance that could get you there. But it's nice to have that sort of recognition with all the great athletes who have gotten it in previous weeks and all the great athletes that are going to get it in the future weeks.
Hey everybody, this is Tim Coet. Make sure you check out full episodes of The Milford Informer on Milford TV. New episodes air every Friday night at 7:30 p.m. and then re-air frequently over the course of the weekend. Milford TV can be found on Comcast Channel 8 and Verizon Channel 38. And if you live in the Milford area and have an idea for a news story, you can contact us at news@milfordtv.net.